Why, hello there. A couple days ago, I saw... what's the full title? Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. Basically Harold and Kumar 3, a Harold and Kumar Christmas. It's the first Harold and Kumar I've seen in the theater. I saw the first one, White Castle. I've seen it probably a couple times on, DVD. I rented Guantanamo Bay, watched it once. I know I've seen it the one time. I liked White Castle, of course. White Castle is just kind of a classic. Guantanamo Bay I didn't so much care for. And Christmas is okay. It's better than Guantanamo Bay, but not as good as White Castle. I think I may settle on a 6. I think 6 is fair. I did laugh. I had a fun time. I still really don't get the point of 3D. I mean, whatever, it's a marketing tool. I didn't really think this had any benefit to being in 3D. I mean, there were a couple jokes that were aimed at 3D, and I don't see myself laughing at those jokes, anytime in the future, anytime that it's not 3D. So, whatever. The 3D thing is really more of a headache for me. In fact, one thing I just do not like about it are the glasses. And I'm a big guy, as you can tell, and when I wear those damn glasses, and let's say whatever really funny part, laugh a lot, face gets really warm, the glasses fog up, and, whatever. And then you're not supposed to take the glasses off because it takes like 3 or 5 minutes for your eyes to fully adjust to the 3D, feel. So I'm like, well, I don't want to take them off because I don't want to fuck up my eyes for the next 5 minutes. So I just move them out and let the fog clear. Not a fan of 3D. In a nutshell, I think 3D, you are paying more money for an inferior product. I don't care for the 3D, but this was not offered in a 2D version. At least not that I could find. All the theaters that are around me had 3D and 3D only. So, whatever. Bite the bullet and whatever. Look within. It was funny. Let's see. Okay, it's Harold and Kumar. Apparently, you've seen the first 2 movies. You're ready. I forgot most of all of Guantanamo Bay. It's not like I needed to remember. I think they did a decent job catching up on the story. Harold is now very successful doing something. Got a great house, beautiful wife, which I believe he met in the first movie. Kumar is still very much Kumar. Still, a man-child. Smokes massive amounts of marijuana in his filthy apartment. And let's see, God, I can't even remember what happens now. Well, I guess Santa gives them a joint to bring them back together. Oh, that's what happens. A Christmas tree. Harold's family, step-family, loves Christmas. So, they even grow their own tree, they destroy the tree, they have to go find a new tree. So it's an all-night mission to go find a new Christmas tree. But, Kumar goes to Harold's house, they're not friends anymore. They even say, we haven't talked or something in, 2 years. I guess since Guantanamo Bay came out, that they went through that together. So they're thrust in unwillingly together into an adventure. They also each have their new best friends that they've gotten in the meantime, in the interim, that they haven't been talking to each other. So then they go off and have an adventure, and then their new best friends kind of have an adventure together. So that's funny. The movie is ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's supposed to be. It's outlandish, as was the first one, as was the second one. I guess that's what I really primarily enjoyed is, to my understanding and to the best of my recollection, the producers and writers of the films have done them all. You know, they've controlled the direction of, you know, the story. Where usually you find this big franchise that gets too big, you know, they get other writers. The creators get tired of it. They don't want much to do with it. So they just give the property away. Not so here. They keep control. So they establish, you know, this feeling that's been running for like 2 films now. So again, it feels like a continuation of the same story. So that's very enjoyable. I mean, it feels very much the same as the first 2 films. So if you're a fan of the Harold and Kumar franchise, then you will very much like this movie, as it does not disappoint. It's incredibly filthy, very dirty, lots of drug use, lots of nudity, both male and female. You know, just, it's a very adult, very vulgar, it's filthy, everything you would want in an R-rated comedy. But again, it is a Christmas movie, so it does have this, like, tinge of heart to it. And even more than a tinge in some places. Excuse me. Hello? Okay, on my way. And in more places, more heart. The best thing I loved about this film, and it really even stuck out more than the other films, is how racist it is. The movie takes, most of the humor from the film comes from racism. And the unease of everyone in the audience, you know, feeling uncomfortable because, like, racism anymore, it seems to be like the last taboo. It's like what everyone gets offended over, and, you know, what people shouldn't get offended over. But this film is equal opportunity offenders. No one is safe. You know, no one is safe. It offends every culture. It offends every religion. It offends every stereotype of race, creed, or color. I mean, it's just like, it goes in a row. It's just like, okay, we spent 5 minutes relentlessly mocking this culture, and now for the next 5 minutes we will relentlessly mock, you know, this culture, this religion. And it's funny, you know, to see this in a large crowd and, like, hear scattered laughter, laughing at, you know, I guess what you would find funny about another race, you know, your racist tendencies that probably can't be helped. And then to have, like, to go 5 minutes and then have that turned back around on you. Having yourself be relentlessly mocked and possibly and probably be offended by it. And then have people around you laughing at your offense. So that's fun, you know, when everyone is the focus, then everyone is going to have a good time. The Catholic, that's, for me, that's like when it got quiet. There was like maybe a good 2 to 3 minute run on Catholic humor where just Catholics were taking it. And I could assume that large part of the audience was Catholic. Large part of the audience was Mexican. Mexicans tend to be Catholic. During the Catholic stuff, it was just quiet, you know, except for me. I found it hilarious. Where, like, in turn, when they moved on from, like, relentlessly making fun of Catholics to relentlessly making fun of the Jewish faith, you know, they were laughing and having a great time. So it, again, it tells you something about yourself. It tells you something about the people around you, the audience. You know, I just had a fun time. I guess I gotta run, but the reason maybe I'm giving it a 6 is, one, the 3D thing. I think the 3D hampers it for future. You know, just focus on making a good quality Christmas film. You'd be fine. And also, I mean, like, I literally said this. Like, towards the end, I was like, oh man, the last 20 minutes of this film are going to be hilarious. And then the movie ended. And so I was like, what? So to me, there was just like this potential, this untapped potential, just for like this, to me, what would be like a culmination, the climax of a third act, where it just kind of just ended. And they, you know, I didn't know if they just ran out of what to do or whatever. It just seemed like everything was geared up, and I was like, oh man, you know, this is going to be hilarious, and then the movie's over. So, I mean, I'm not going to recommend this to everyone. It was hit or miss. It was very funny. I laughed a lot, but then, you know, I was just kind of waiting for the funny parts. Really, I guess there's no way I shouldn't give it a 7, because I did have a fun time in the theater, and it was pretty damn hilarious in parts. MPH is really good. He's back. I mean, it's the whole Harold and Kumar crew. They're all back. They're all back. So it's just good. It's warm and familiar and nice to see all those faces, all these characters that you feel like you know. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, I had a good time. I'll probably see this eventually, probably next Christmas. I'll watch it on TV or something. But was hilariously filthy. I don't ever see how they're going to put this on, like, syndication for, you know, a Christmas television viewing experience, because it's just so damn filthy. And the drug use is rampant, so it's going to offend... Well, really, I mean, if you watch it and you're not offended by at least one little thing, then the movie's a failure. And I don't know. I think you would have to be weird not to be at least slightly offended by at least some slight thing here. I mean, if if an infant doing cocaine doesn't at least make you go, whoa, you know, you've got issues. Again, good time. I think a solid 6. I think it's fair. But whatever, it could be a 7, or, you know, it's right around in there. I gotta run. Thanks for watching.